Welcome to the Fezzer Garage. I'm Justin and this is YouTube's most seriously average car channel. Now, last Saturday we took these two cars up to a racetrack in Granada called Guadix and, well, just have a bit of fun and see how fast they go around the racetrack. The plan was originally to take the Ferrari and the Focus RS, but the Focus RS had just come back from having its belt changed and I was a little bit apprehensive taking it to a racetrack just in case they hadn't put things back together as they should be. So we decided to take the Fezzer and the Lambo together, arch enemies on the track. Right, let's get stuck in. Roxy, roll the video. Oh, excuse me, it's 6 AM. We've had to get up early. We've got to go all the way to Guadix. It's where our most favourite little race circuit is. Really, really good fun. And we're taking these two cars with us today. We've got a 3-hour road trip ahead to get there. Yeah, so 5 minutes after leaving home, this strange warning light came on the Lamborghini. I've never seen it before, but it lit up like a Christmas tree, especially when it was nice and dark, and the dashboard started glowing. And I was like, oh no, do we need to turn back? And we need to take the car back. So I thought, well, I'll carry on for a bit and see what happens. And about 10 minutes later, it cleared itself. So we carried on. But was this a sign of things to come? It took us about 3 hours to get there. And after the long journey and a lot of petrol, we finally got to the track. And, well, I'm not one to waste time, so jumped in the car straight away and hit the track with the Lamborghini. As usual, my sound recording abilities are pretty dreadful, so you'll have to excuse the sound quality, which is not great inside the car. And when I tried to talk, it didn't really pick it up, so I'm going to have to remove that footage. But anyway, I was thinking that when I got to the track with the Lamborghini, I always thought that it's a heavy car, it's all-wheel drive. I thought it was just going to understeer everywhere, not oversteer. I thought it'd be... I didn't think it would be quite what it was, but actually it does oversteer and it's quite easy to kick the tail out. And I nearly lost it a few times under braking. Okay, enough of that. Here is a reasonable lap of the Guadix circuit in the Lamborghini Gallardo.
me try and explain the experience in the Lamborghini. Well, it was surprising from the moment I hit the track. So as soon as I got on the track, I thought, oh, okay, this is not what I was expecting. So that car is really clunky in real world situations. So if you go on a normal road, trying to park it, just trying to drive it slowly, it's a really clunky car. But when we hit the track, it sort of really came alive. It was really good fun. It was a lot more fun than I was expecting. I think it's because it just has really, really good grip. I think the whole noise of the car and the sensations with the manual gearbox, it just sort of made sense. So the car was really good on track and I was really surprised. The brakes were excellent, but more on that later. They're excellent to a point. But yeah, really good, really surprising. I really enjoyed it. The Lamborghini doesn't have any drive modes. The only option is to switch off the traction control, which I did. As soon as you hit the track, switch off the traction control, and yeah, really, really nice to drive. Very quick and lovely. Just a really solid experience where you go, okay, really enjoying my time at the track. It just really stuck to the track. It handled really well. You could power out of corners and you could get some oversteer in there. Yeah, really surprising. And then it was time for the Fezzer, the arch enemy, to hit the track. Well, I had a bit of a shocker on the first lap. Coming out of the pits, first corner, the car just went. Probably not helped by cold tyres. Quite surprisingly, the Ferrari was a bit of a handful on the track. I don't know, I wasn't expecting that. I know that track very well. I've been on there many times with many different cars, and I wasn't expecting it to be as playful as it was, because it was really playful. It was just sliding all over the place. But besides that, I did manage to do a reasonable lap. So here's a reasonable lap in the 430. So trying to summarize how the Ferrari was on track, especially compared to the Lamborghini. Well, the Ferrari feels really different. So for a start, it feels much lighter. So I think it's mainly because the steering is very light. So the Lamborghini steering is quite heavy, but the Ferrari is typical Ferrari steering, where it's very, very light, feels really light. And so the car just feels light. It also had amazing brakes. The brakes were really impressive in the Ferrari. Now, I have been on a different track with a Ferrari, and it was a much more high-speed circuit. And on that high-speed circuit, that car was an absolute pleasure. On this one, which is a much smaller circuit, it's a much more technical circuit, very, very heavy braking areas. It just felt like you had to really know how to drive a rear-wheel drive car with a lot of power. So, and I'm not an expert racing driver. I have a decent level of ability, but it definitely required a lot more skill. So talking to David, who sort of runs the event at Guadix afterwards, and I said, wow, the two cars are so different. So yeah, because I'd gone from the Lamborghini, where you can basically just floor it and there's so much grip that it'll just stick. With the Ferrari, you've just got to caress that acceleration a lot more. So, so a lot of the time, I was probably just used to pushing the accelerator really. If I'd probably started with a 430 instead of the Lamborghini, I would probably not have been sliding all over the place like an idiot. But it was good fun, but very different. So two really, really different cars on a racetrack, absolutely different, but both really good fun. Unfortunately, I couldn't go out again in the 430 because after I was just getting used to it and I was picking up speed and I was starting to get some reasonable times in, we noticed that one of the front tyres had swollen. So we thought, probably too risky to be out there trying to do a hot lap. So, so we decided not to take the car out again onto the track, which is a real shame. But that wasn't the only problem. So we also lost the brakes on the Lamborghini. Yes, they failed completely, but that is part of another video because we actually invited a special guest to Guadix on Saturday, and he took the Lamborghini and put it through its paces to set the fastest lap that we could get out of the car. So that is going to be a separate video, which I'm going to upload in a few days, and then we can see how fast the Gallardo is compared to the M4, which we did a lap time quite a few, maybe a couple of years ago on that track, and also how it compares to the Focus RS Mark III, which I took around there. So how does the Gallardo compare? Well, that's a video that's coming up shortly, so watch out for that. But apart from that, you'll have seen in the footage that the Ferrari was going around the track with the hood up. This hood, not that hood. And the reason for that is because, well, it wouldn't lower. We tried everything we could to lower the hood and we couldn't lower it, so it got stuck. So it turned out to be a very expensive day because now I need to sort out the brakes on the Lamborghini. They did come back, by the way, when it cooled down and you pump the brake a lot, and they did come back. Not 100%, I think it's the master cylinder, so we'll need to have a look at that. And the Ferrari needs new tyres and it needs the hood fixing. So all in all, it was a very expensive day and it's got some very expensive bills coming. Ooh. So there you have it, a little summary of our day out at Guadix, and it was really good fun. I really enjoyed it, but we need to go back because we didn't get to set a fast lap in the 430, and we're going to go next month, take the 430 and the Focus RS and pitch them together. Old rivals, Ferrari versus Ford. So that'll be interesting. Right, so watch out for the bonus video coming out in a few days. I'm not sure quite when, might be Saturday or Sunday. That's us, well, special invited guest who set the fastest lap in the Lamborghini, and that should be good. And well, and then next week, hopefully, I can upload a video, because I'm sorry I didn't upload one previous week because just work and stuff was really busy. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that video. Enough blabber. See you next week. Have a great day. Bye.